now I'm going to make the spout and the handle, or at least the basic shapes for my octopus teapot. I've already constructed a handle shape, and I did that by using some clay that I had originally. So this is not brand new fresh clay. This is clay from the exact same batch that I made the original spherical form from, because when I made that form, I wrapped up extra clay. You want to use clay that's the same amount of dryness. So if I use fresh clay and try to stick a brand new fresh piece on my teapot, and this was brand new and this was getting dry, it would stick for a while, but not forever. So this has actually firmed up to leather hard, and I slowly changed the form and smoothed it out quite a bit. And actually it's about the same as what I have on my drawing. I did some trimming at the bottom and the top, and for now it's right at the dryness that I want it to be, so it's going to hang out over here, and things dry quickly, especially in the winter in Minnesota. So I'm going to cover this up with a damp cloth. It's not sopping wet, it's just damp to hold the moisture in so it doesn't change. Now I have to work on this spout part. That's a little harder. I found that using a little bit thinner slab works better, because you need to wrap it around something to get that tubular shape. So this is a little less than 1/4 of an inch, and as you can see, I've already done a lot of smoothing on it. It's just an extra piece that I started with on the first day. I made another circular little tracing piece. This is the size of the hole that's going to go on my teapot right about here, and it's the hole that will connect the actual spout to the pot part. So I have to make sure that the piece is long enough. So I made a little mark, and this is fairly close to a perfect circle, and I'm going to stick my little mark side down out here, and I'm going to just gently roll it along. And if I can come out, oh, and the mark stops right there. So I have just enough here, I think, to make my piece. You gotta roll it along so you know how wide it's gonna be. Also, I've been thinking about the hole inside, and I think to get the tubular shape, I'm just gonna use this dry erase marker and wrap my clay around the marker. So the hole will be about like this. I think it'll work out pretty well. We'll see. Let's see here. Basically, I'm going to wrap this around, but I also needed to figure out how long it would be. And from my measurements, mine needs to be like 7 inches long. So I'm going to give it an extra inch. I always like to give my work that extra, because you can always cut things down, but you can never put them back on so easily. 8, I have a big enough piece here, I can even go larger than that. So I'm going to cut my piece out, and might as well put that underneath my damp rag too, so I can use that for details later. A lot of times people throw their clay out thinking it's just scrap, but at the leather hard stage, it can do so much for you. You want to hold on to it. All right, let's see. I'm going to take my marker and kind of wrap it around. And since I've smeared and smoothed this out, it's not cracking on me. If it starts to crack, your clay's too dry. You need to get a better piece of clay. Clay is very temperamental. We're doing pretty good. So I'm going to start. And I know that the hole size I don't know where I put that circle. Maybe I dropped it. But I have the outline of it. It needs to be about that big. So when I'm rolling it up, I don't want it to get too much smaller than that. Where it comes, and this is the part where that will connect right here to the teapot. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up and continue to kind of roll it. And then I'm going to let it sit for a bit. I'm then going to also smooth out some of the cracks, okay? And I'm going to also put this under a damp washcloth. Not too damp, we don't want to soak it, but it's starting to dry out. So we're just forming this tubular shape that I'll put together a little bit later.